delighted to welcome a first-time guest. First time ever we've had the privilege of having the wonderful Lana from Monday Night Raw on the show. Lana, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm delighted to have you. And of course, it's a good week to have you because Elimination Chamber is coming this Sunday, WWE Network. You know, Lacey Evans had some news this week. It looks like there's a spot opening up with Oscar, Lana. Any chance that you could slide in there?
Well, you know, this is WWE. Anything could happen. I'm staying prepared, you know, training a lot with Naomi. We were just at TJ and Natty's Dungeon 2.0 this week, training, trying to prepare. And yeah, I mean, anything could happen. I'm ready though. I'm ready.
I want to talk to you about your training actually, because I feel like it's been a really kind of wonderful evolution from the Ravishing Russian, who was obviously such a great character for Rusev in that span, and now being the in-ring talent you always wanted to be, if I'm not mistaken, right? So yeah. Tell me how important the the Dungeon 2.0 has been and the people that you've trained with, because it seems like, you know, I've seen various videos, but there's a great kind of work ethic and a collective of the women that are there.
Yes. Oh gosh, I'm so thankful. I'm so incredible thankful for my journey. I think, you know, I've always wanted to wrestle. I've always wanted to compete. And I remember in 2014 being on the road and no one would get in with me in the ring because I think that they were just so like Rusev was getting so, you know, such a big spot. Like, God forbid something happens to Lana, you know. So no one would get in. So I went to Gold Dust and I'm like, will you please get in the ring with me? Please teach me something. And so we would come early and he would get in and he would show me stuff. And then Fit Finley started. So, I mean, just even from there, learning from Fit Finley and Gold Dust, I mean, they're incredible in-ring competitors.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just been wild because like having my first match at WrestleMania, like literally having it in front of 101,000 people, like you guys have seen my first of everything, like all my first are literally documented in front of you guys. And so just accepting like that I'm going to make mistakes along the way and you guys are going to see it, accepting that I might fail a lot, you know, on the way and you guys are going to see it. You know, that was a big, like hard pill for me to swallow because, you know, I want to be perfect, but I had to be like, okay, that might not happen. And just a lot of push and go, you know, and I think that that's what's really the biggest advice that I can give to people watching this is, you know, and even it could do with wrestling or anything with life is like, it's a marathon. And it's the slow and the steady that will win the race. And like, yeah, you're going to see when you're passionately pursuing like your dream or the things that you love, like you might see some people might have a super engine. Like you might be trotting along and then all of a sudden this person goes, and you're like, wait, but like, we can't compare ourselves. Like we can't compare ourselves to other people. And I'm really trying to work on that myself is like understanding, like, you know, I'm on my own path. Like, let me look at my own path and not compare, like, go on your own journey, no matter what people think or say, and just keep on going. If you fall, get back up, keep on going. And really at the end of the day, it's the person that is resilient and persistent and doesn't give up that is going to make the biggest name of themselves.
Yeah,
so that's me.
Yeah, I was about to say that is the hallmark of your story, really. Like yeah. I remember when you were first getting the matches on SmackDown and it was like straight in the title picture, right? So like for you, was it kind of like, yeah, I've been asking for this, but whoa, hang on, this is a lot.
No, I'll never forget that. And I was just like, man, okay, I'm going to follow. This is my path. This is my journey. Like I remember debuting and the place erupted. Like the whole place, it was for the Money in the Bank ladder match, the announcement. Shane was out there. The whole place erupted when I came out there. Everyone's chanting, "We want Lana." It was like this baby face. And then they gave me immediately the title picture and everyone's mad because I hadn't earned that spot. And, you know, I shouldn't have gotten that spot, but you know, that was the choice that they wanted me to be a bad guy. They wanted me to be a heel and cool. Like you want me to find a way to get that. Like I can identify with that because like when CJ plays Uno, when CJ plays cards, if you show me your cards on accident, I'm going to look. So sorry, you know? So like, not saying that's the right thing to do, but, you know, I could identify with sometimes taking shortcuts. And I think the difference between that chapter and this chapter is like, now I've chosen to not take shortcuts. And I identify that, once again, CJ identifies with that, because in my life, I've chosen to sometimes cheat and to take the shortcuts versus learning that, you know what, you're only cheating yourself. Like, I'm going to do the right thing, because at the end of the day, that makes all the difference. And I can sleep better at night. And I think it's cool to now have this chapter of Lana that I can show this side. And I've never, it's cool. And it's just this story right now in WWE is like such a blur line for me. And so it's cool. It's a lot of harder things to go down, because a lot of times I'm like, let's dedicate this match to Vladimir Putin, you know, and or, you know, all my exes, Bobby Lashley and Liv Morgan, you know, and it's just like all that stuff. I love it because I'm a storyteller and I'm an actor, but, you know, now this story is very close to home and it's very blurred line, and I'm okay, let's go down that. Like, I will open up and be vulnerable in that area.
Am I right in thinking as well, when we're talking about these early title shots, that was with Naomi, right? So is it kind of full circle?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm so glad you bring that up. And I love that, because me and Naomi, it's so, we've had so, all our stuff really have been against, like my stuff with her. A lot of it has been against her, you know, if it was the title, if it was who's a better dancer, if fighting over who's the best dancer, or if it's mixed match challenge, fighting over the best dancer.
Or twerking now, apparently. So I saw on Instagram anyway, sorry.
And it's just so funny to me, because it's kind of like, once again, that's a little bit of how we are. Like, we're both like, yeah, no, I'm better. No, I'm better. I'm no. And so it's like cool to be like bringing that element here. And I think that we can give a lot to each other. I mean, she's an incredible in-ring competitor and has a very unique style. And I think I bring a lot to the table. You know, I have the social media knowledge. I have a lot of like things outside of WWE knowledge, promos, charisma, storytelling, writing, like a lot of that stuff that we can help each other grow. And so I'm excited of where this will go. I mean, the cool thing about what I've been enjoying in WWE is that I have a lot of different chapters. You know, and, you know, some people will be like, you're not the same character as 2014. Well, thank God. Because if I was doing the same thing, we would all be bored, you know, we would all be like, oh my God, no more Vladimir Putin.
How did that like come to pass when you sort of graduated from that character? Because it was like the accent was dropped and you kind of became this, you know, what I'm saying is, was there like a discussion with Vince where you were like, you know, I want to go in this direction now, or was it from them? Like, how did it all come to pass?
Oh, it's always usually Vince. It's always usually him. And I remember, you know, I've learned so many incredible life lessons from him that I'm very, very thankful for. And I remember starting in 2014 and he say, look, we're going to evolve and we're going to grow. Like, it's not going to happen now, but we're going to evolve. You know, characters have to evolve. He goes, as people, we evolve. And he goes, so as characters, we have to evolve. And it really stood out to me, because I am not the same person that I was when I was 20 or 18 or 15 or 25. And so like those type of things is like, no, I want to grow as a human. I want to evolve as a person and change. Like, so I want my character to as well. And the one thing that the Ravishing Russian Lana is she is very smart. And, you know, a lot of people can think, and even if there's chapters that we go, no, she's not very smart. No, maybe she's just deciding to make you think, underestimate her, you know, and she's very calculative and she's very like, and not calculative in a negative, but a calculative, like everything is like, she calculates, okay, you know, these are the analytics. This is what's going to equal to that. Am I willing to go on that? Okay, let's go. And so I think her dropping the accent, I mean, she's smart. She took accent lessons.
Straight up.
You know, like 7 years of living in America, I would hope she speaks great English
now. Man, there's another thing I wanted to touch on with Lana and the current story, right? You know, and I love this because you've been working with Nia Jax, and there was those successive weeks of table spots. And I'm sure you've read the internet. Everyone was going, oh my God, like they're just putting Lana through the table every week. Like, what are they doing to Lana? Blah, blah, blah. And then, so we got the first bit of payoff in the Rumble, right? Where you eliminate her. And then you obviously win the match with her last week as well. So there was a story in place. We went somewhere, which is normally a big complaint of the fans. But if they just wait, there you go. Nia, of course, you know, speaking of the internet, has a lot of stick in the past from the Kairi Sane work and all of that stuff that has just lingered, perhaps unfairly. I'm going to give you a chance here. How did you find working with Nia? Because this angle seems to have come to a nice conclusion that's worked for both.
I think that Nia is very, very strong. And Nia is, you know, a beautiful Samoan with lots of strength and lots of size on her, you know? And so, I have to spend a lot of time mentally preparing myself because I know when I go out there, legit anything could happen. Like anything could happen. I know that I'm going to feel it the next day. Like I feel those 9 tables. I feel that beating. I feel those power bombs. I really do. I still do. But I think, you know, that's what I've signed up for. And I'm not gonna walk away from it. Like I'm going to be known when this is all said and done as the girl that actually could keep on going after a crazy ass whooping, you know, like we remember what happened with Becky and Kairi and a lot of other people. And so like, let's not forget that she took me out of the Royal Rumble 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Let's not forget she took me out of TLC. I know that everyone wants to be laughing about certain things and making jokes, but I remember that. And like every time I get in that ring, I know anything can happen. I say a lot of prayers that I come out there out in one piece. But I don't know, maybe I'm just like the adrenaline rush. Like I like running into my fears. I mean, there must be something a little bit like insane about me, I guess, but I'm just like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like, I'm literally I'm not running away from this powerhouse. I'm running into it. And it's terrifying, but you know what? I'm not going to let fears dictate my life.
You mentioned earlier the Bobby Lashley angle, which by all accounts, you know, I remember seeing a documentary on the network, I think, where Paul Heyman was very pleased and everyone considered it a big success. How did you, first of all, how was it kind of pitched? How did it all come about? And second, how pleased were you with the way it turned out?
I think we broke the internet. I think
that
literally broke the internet. I think we broke mainstream media. I think we were the conversation. We were the engagement.
Let me just interject and say this. I told my missus that I was interviewing you today, and the first thing she said, "Oh, the woman with Bobby Lashley." I was like, "No, she's not doing that anymore." But that's the first thing that she said. And she doesn't watch wrestling. So there you go.
That's amazing. That you see, when I hear that, that makes me so happy. And I think that is so bigger thing that I think that is very important to happen on WWE television. And I know that a lot of people might disagree with me but I do think it's very important to have, romantic angles. I think it's important to have romantic angles, relationship angles, soap opera angles. You know, we have so much WWE programming every week. I mean, what is it? Almost 10 hours at least of just like network television. Like it can't be all for the title. It can't all be for the best in-ring competitor. Like it needs to be relationship stuff as well. And women, if we want women to watch, that's what we need. And it's ironic that you said that about your, your significant other, because that's what she liked. And Drew was telling me how much his wife loved it. Like he goes, she doesn't watch me, but she's watching you guys, you know? And I just thought that was so funny because I identified with that. Like the shows on television that I love to watch are like Shonda Rhimes's Grey's Anatomy and, you know, Scandal, like all those soap opera relationship drama stuff. So I'm always excited to do those type of stories because I love those stories. Like I love watching them. And I think that they reach women and children and, you know, like girls. And I think it's really important to have that. And, you know, the crazy thing is every time I've done a relationship story, those things they light up conversation. You know, if it was the Dolph story, if it was Roman interrupting Rusev and my wedding, if it was my second wedding, you know, it's just like it's a lot of people have a lot to say about it. And so I'm very thankful I got to have that opportunity. I mean, came with definitely a lot of sacrifices and a lot of cyberbullying, but I knew my role and I wanted to be the best villain out there.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of villain out there, I want to switch angles here because I was at WrestleMania 34, right? And in New Orleans. And the whole time I was out there, nobody was more popular than Rusev Day. Nothing. Like you could just hear those chants literally every day, everywhere. In the arena on WrestleMania Day, it was the most chanted thing going. The three of you together were magic for that period. Talk to me about how it felt to, you know, reach that level, because a lot of people had pined for Rusev to get to that level. And it was like, I would argue people even wanted more for him from there. But just for the three of you to have that moment. And, you know, I think when it ended, a lot of people were like, oh, man. So just talk to me through that period of time. How was it for you? Because it was amazing.
Oh, gosh, it was really cool because I mean, I've had like little hiccups of babyface, a good guy story, like the Dolph thing. That was I'll never forget the first time they were chanting, "We want Lana," especially when you're so booed out of the building. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm liked. And wow. And so it's cool. Like I think all of us as humans, we want to be liked a little bit, you know? And so like when we find our identity so much in getting booed and being hated, when we get this other, it's like, whoa. And so it was cool to see Rusev go through that. Like I'll never forget when we were in Europe and they started chanting Rusev Day. Like he got so excited because he had never been cheered before. You know, he was like, oh my God, kids aren't running away crying. You know, they want a hug from me. So it was like really cool to see it come to like such on a big stage. And for so long, like for years, I kept on telling Rusev that like we need like a singy songy chanty thing. And so then when Aiden started, you know, doing the Rusev Day and then Lana's the best Lana #1 and it just picked up like crazy, I was like, the WWE universe wants to be involved, and if you give them something to chant or sing, they're either going to go with you or they're going to create the opposite of it. But regardless, they have an opinion about it and they're making noise. And so then just to see Aiden sing on that stage and to see the reaction and the noise, I was just like really, really happy for them. And yeah, you know, it's all these different chapters and the book, and it was a great time. It was really, really great time.
I thought it was a wonderful cocktail of like, yeah, what you was doing was entertaining, but I think the fans, you know, it was like your time, your due. They wanted, you know, they felt like you deserved it at that point.
Well, I also think, I think also with that too, is like the fans felt like they created it. And so it was so organic. Like it was their choice to cheer for it. You know, like same with the We Want Lana, it was their choice to do it. And there's nothing that you can beat than that organic situation, the organic, you know. And it's just like I always say, the most important thing when we go out there is for them to stand to their feet. If they stand to their feet and boo us, or stand to their feet and cheer us, but like at least feel something passionately from your soul. And as a performer, you know, I want people to feel something passionately. And if I fail to make people feel something, then like I'm not doing my job. And so I think it's really cool when we go out there, like Rusev and Aiden and I, like we would go out there and try to like provoke emotional reaction. And then it turned into this crazy phenomenon, which is just awesome.
Yeah. Final question for me before I know I have to let you go. Your time is valuable. You know, when we're talking earlier about you getting into the ring and developing and stuff, I know that, you know, Fit Finlay, obviously wonderful to get him back from furlough, and TJ, as you mentioned earlier as well, like two really vital people in the scene. Can you talk to us a little bit about how influential they've been on like your matches or training, and anyone else, maybe some of the women that you perform with? You know, I've heard different women, you know, very helpful behind the scenes. So just enlighten us all to a bit of your, you know, journey, because you've come so far lately.
Thank you. Gosh, I don't know what I would do without Fit, to be honest. Fit Finlay has...
Everybody loves Fit.
Oh my gosh, he's so brilliant. He's so brilliant. And, you know, I'll never forget on Total Divas, like we were able to show this on Total Divas, but like in 2017, like I was training. I was going down to NXT on my off days, like not having any days off, you know, training with Fit on my off days, training with Fit like on live events. And then I was told that I wasn't ready. I was told that I was going to have this title shot, and then I was going to get paired with Tamina, and I would keep on wrestling at live events, but like, it was going to be up Tamina. And, like they told me, they said, you're just not athletic. Like, I'll never forget that. Like you're just not athletic.
When was that? Like 2017?
Right.
Okay.
So yeah. And this was like May 2017. And I was like, okay, okay. And then of course I like walk out of the room, I'm bawling, and I run the Fit, and Fit looked at me and he goes, don't stop. He goes, it's your choice. If you want to stop, then that's your choice, but don't stop because they're telling you something. He goes, we're going to go out there and continue to prove them wrong every opportunity you get. And he goes, it's all up to you. If you want to quit, no worries. If you don't, keep on going. And he would just keep on working with me, keep on going. And if I would have quit back then, I wouldn't have be where I am now. And so I'm so thankful for that, because he believed in me when no one else did. And even when I didn't believe in myself. And so I'm very, very thankful. And I was actually able to train with him last week and the week before at the Performance Center. And I was just so happy. He's so amazing. He's so brilliant. TJ's another person, like he believed in, like, he's just so encouraging, and he's always like, I'm picking up so fast. And I'm like, I haven't heard those words. I'm like, I am. Oh my gosh. And he will have, like, he was having me do a crossbody and a hurricanrana. Like, I would have never thought I could even have done that. And he like pushes me, and Natty does. I'm just so thankful. Becky has helped me a lot. And so like, that would be someone that probably people don't know about, because, characters and storylines, yeah. But man, I learned so much from Becky. And I think partly was like, before the man started, was like at live events, and she would be in the match and taking heat, and just I would be learning from her, and her, like, she was so tough on me, but man, if she wasn't tough, I wouldn't be where I am now. Like, so tough. She would always be like, toughen up and this and that. And, and now I get texts from her being like, I'm so proud of you. She texts me every single week, and it's just, I'm so thankful for that, because, when the whole pandemic started, I remember being like so discouraged, and I remember her being like, you're so strong. You're such a strong woman. Now you just have to be who you are. Like, keep on carrying this, keep on going hard, work harder than anyone else. So then you can bring people back that we love so much. And I remember those words. Whew. Man. Sorry.
Be proud.
Yeah. Sorry. I just remember when she was like, you got to be the strong woman that you are. Like, I was like, those words just helped me not to give up, like hearing Becky say that about me. And I'm like, every single day I start my morning, I'm like, I am strong, I'm resilient, I'm durable. Like, I'm going to keep going, and I just think, and so important, the words that we use, the people. And that's such a great example of like Becky just giving me hope. Her texts every single week, her guidance every week is, I'm so thankful.
I'm so glad I got to ask you that question. I really am.
Sorry.
I really am. No, you should be very, very proud of how far you've come. And like you say, you're going to go a lot further than you are right now. This is just a chapter, Lana, isn't it?
Yeah. Huh? Yes. Yes.
Well, I know I've taken up too much of your time already, so I'm very, very grateful for the time you've given us today, Lana. Thank you so much. I hope to have you on the show again one time soon. And maybe when we're talking next time, maybe there'll be some belts around your waist. Who knows?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you.